The guy who just said his brain has been leaking out of his ears on the show says it's not my fault.
Do you know what happens? And Sam can attest to this. Like, the further along the morning goes, because I don't get a lot of sleep, the more just my eyes start glazing over. And especially by the time Friday, I have not gotten a lot of sleep. And I think that's what happens. Because when I was in mornings, I didn't screw up people's names. I called Pamela Pamela. I called Belle
Bellel.
Well, I called Belle, but I also called him a few other things. Totally kidding. Totally kidding. Whatever. Totally kidding.
Belle. If he was awake and listening right now, he'd be very upset.
Anyway,
Bobby, if those kids could read.
So my sleeping situation is part of what's causing my issues, but I don't want to dwell on that. What do you want to talk about?
I almost got fooled by an April Fool's joke.
Go ahead.
So one of our listeners, this guy who goes by Magic Studios on X, he had sent me a news story on April Fool's Day. But I didn't open it until yesterday, which would be the 2nd. So I look at this story, and the headline is, breaking, a California chocolate company has issued a nationwide recall after its chocolate products was spiked with dangerous levels of Viagra.
So the story was there's Viagra in chocolate.
There's the Viagra in the chocolate. So I do what I always do when I get a headline from a listener. I go and I fact check it.
Sure.
So I'm like, that's wild. And I like giggled because I was like, this would be a great story for this segment. And I Googled it. And I find a local news station in Springfield, Missouri, KY3 on your side. And they're running it as a real story on the 2nd.
They're not the only one.
They're not the only one. So I fact checked it. So then I respond to the listener. I was like, oh my gosh, that's wild. I'm bringing this in. And he's like, no. It's an April Fool's joke. I don't want you to look dumb on the air. And I was like, to be fair, I fact checked this and they were reporting it on the 2nd.
The Seattle Times has it.
WKRN has it. WKRN, that's local. WKRN News too.
Are they also a Gray News affiliate?
I don't know.
It looked like Gray News picked this up.
Well, I know Jackson, during the Nincompoop segment the other day, that Matt does, Jackson had that as a story. He used that the other day.
Yeah, 2 days ago, WKRN on their Facebook, because Amy sent this to me last night. A Northern California company that sells adult novelty products is voluntarily recalling 2 chocolate products.
It's real.
It's real?
It's a real story.
Because actually, the listener told me that it was fake. He was like, no, don't go on the air with that. It's an April Fool's joke.
FDA.gov.
Yeah.
It's on the FDA's website.
You are fake news. Chris Hand, you are fake news.
It has to do with Gold Lion aphrodisiac chocolate for men.
No. Bobby Kennedy must be pulling your leg.
And Ilium's sex chocolate male enhancement booster.
It says potentially life-threatening amounts of Viagra.
So,
yeah.
Oh, I guess it was a real press release then.
How can you...
If it's a life-threatening amount of Viagra, isn't it hilarious that, the aim was to get stiff and now you are a stiff?
I mean, at least make it hard.
Isn't that hilarious? Am I the only one that thinks that's funny?
No. I mean, talk about some rigor.
So it's real.
Yep, I'm looking at the FDA website right now.
I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception right now. I don't know what's going on.
So I don't know if I want to go down this road.
It's a real company, and so the theme has, in the last few years, become that you don't take the tablet anymore. You and your partner break off a piece of a naughty chocolate.
A piece of...
Okay, but here's my question. So how do you... What did he say?
Nothing.
No.
Moving right along.
What did Jay say?
No, Sam said you break off a piece, and I'm like, a piece? Oh, never mind.
So
he was going to say of each other.
Thanks, Joe.
I want to know, if it's life-threatening, what are the symptoms? If you've taken too much Viagra and you're about to die.
I learned this from an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. One of them is that you maintain a certain stiffness
for
over
hours.
4 hours.
That's when you have to call a doctor.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who had to have it drained.
That's what they.
Oh, no.
That's what they do.
I was his boss.
Oh, no.
They tap it like
I
a
was-
syrup tree.
I was this guy's boss.
That is no.
And he came to me.
No,
and
he
said,
didn't.
And he said, I have to take a couple of days off. And I said, okay, why? I've got to call in sick. Okay, you seem fine.
Did he call this in, or did he come into the office?
He came into my office.
Oh,
Wait. Pre-drain?
Pre-drain. Yeah. He said what he had to do. He had to go and he had to get this.
So he's walking around the office like that?
I didn't look down, but apparently yes. And that was awkward. It's like, don't look down.
Yeah, don't look down.
You know what I mean?
Pitching a tent, as the kids say?
I guess. I don't know. But so he had to get it drained. And he was, terrified, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
so this release, by the way, came out March 19th.
So how many people have eaten
This is 100% real.
chocolate?
Yeah.
All right, so what else though? Like, okay, you have to have some drainage, but what else happens? Like, what are the symptoms that you're about to die because you've had too much Viagra?
I just typed in symptoms of and it filled out the Viagra overdose on Google.
Okay, so
Oh,
what
my
happens?
gosh. So a lot of people are dealing with this. That's
Yeah.
what that means.
Key symptoms: cardiovascular, severe drop in blood pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a blood pressure issue.
Rapid heart rate. Well, because the original design.
The blood pressure's going elsewhere.
The original design of that medication was for blood pressure, and blood pressure pills are $5 a pill. Other kinds of pills are $150 a pill. Vision and hearing, blurred vision, increased light sensitivity, sudden vision loss, neurologic and systemic, intense headaches, dizziness, fainting, severe nausea, and vomiting. If you have any sudden loss of vision or hearing, an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, severe chest pain, or breathing difficulties, you should call 911.
I really had a long conversation with this listener last night, and I was like, I thought I almost got. But apparently he was the one that got.
Got? Yeah, that's good, actually. Got.
I don't like getting got.
I wonder if the chocolate's good, though.
That's where you go. That's where you go.
Is it of
I don't
of
eat
quality?
it for that. I eat it for the taste. I swear.
Yeah.
It's better than Reese's.
Yeah, and I just read the articles.
Okay.
It's got other side effects, and it makes me feel a little, whatever. All right, we should probably move on.
Yep.
Don't try it. We'll hear more about how you're not getting any sleep.
The blood leaves one head and go, well, never mind.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep, we'll stop right there.
The guy did do afternoon news yesterday. He's a little.
I know, man. Dan and I are on the same, no sleep wave thing.
I stayed up and I watched our Nashville Preds win in a shootout against L.A., so I've been up since 9 last night.
That's right. They playing out west.
Hey, do we have time to do? I want to do Gavin Newsom's wife real quick.
That's how you frame it. That's how you frame it. After the aphrodisiac chocolate, that's how you're going to frame it.
Where's that chocolate?
By the way, that chocolate is from California.
Yeah.
Jennifer Newsom, come here. I've had chocolate. No, I'm just kidding.
You and the Rams and the Dodgers.
Okay, good
All
Lord,
right.
Okay. I have a topic I would like to do in discussing Jennifer Siebel Newsom. Sakes me. Okay, so first of all, talk show host vernacular. Talk show host vernacular, Chris, you know as well as I do. When you say you want to do something, you want to do that topic, and that's what I meant. Whatever, moving right along. So, have you heard this audio and seen this video? I've got video.
I don't know. I'm experiencing sudden vision and hearing loss.
She's talking about raising her kids, and basically, I'm not going to be able to do this. We're not going to be able to do this because I can't do something serious because of what has just happened on the radio.
3157 texted and said, "That's not a tent; it's a pole barn."
Stoltzko comes to mind. Oh my goodness gracious!
Do you need to eat one of these chocolates before we put another Daily Dan poll up?
We're done here.
Oh gosh, yes, we've all become 12.
All right, you know what? Will you promise me, Chris, that you will, because I did this topic in the 5 o'clock hour. It is Jennifer Siebel Newsom, the wife of Gavin Newsom. listen to this woman. They are like made for each other. And she's trying to raise the toxic masculinity out of her kids.
Oh, perfect.
And it is like,
you know what I love? I'm going to be injecting toxic masculinity into them. And you know who's going to win? My boys.
You know what?
Like, this is one of the things everybody will say, it's such a hard time to raise kids. Oh, and it's like, no, actually, if you raise them with good conservative Christian values, they're going to be running circles around the kids who have been told that urinating in a litter box is appropriate.
You know, their sons, Hunter, 13, and Dutch, 8. I fear what they're going to become because of the way that she is raising them with this whole toxic masculinity, any kind of masculinity. I'll just, I'm just
we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Listen,
I've given our boys dolls, even if they tear the head off. I've given them dolls to learn that care and caregiving is not just an activity that's reserved for women, but that it's also an activity that is a responsibility of men.
Wait. So she's giving them dolls.
Yes.
And then she's admitting that they're going full Sid from Toy Story and ripping the heads off of these toys.
Well, they can afford it.
What are they raising? Are they raising little psychopaths?
Well, yeah. If you listen to the rest of it, they are. Listen to what she says about books.
What I've done with both my daughters and my sons is if I'm reading a book and the protagonist is a male, I just change the he to a she. And it just normalizes for my sons in particular. I don't even just do it for my girls. I do it for my sons because I want them to see that women can be the center of a story.
Stunning and brave.
That women matter. That women are interesting.
I really don't want to do Jennifer Siebel Newsom after that.
Women are interesting, damn it. Why won't you listen to me?
This chocolate was working till you opened your mouth.
And here's the thing, though. Like, why would you purposely buy a book with a female protagonist or with a male protagonist just to turn it into a female protagonist? Why wouldn't you just buy one of the millions of books that have a female protagonist?
Oh yeah, don't we support women writers? let's
right.
We don't have to rewrite the old books that are good.
That's the thing. It doesn't make any sense. And so
then your kids get bullied when they're like, "Yeah, Leif Erikson was a woman." Like, no, not true.
Right. It sounds like she is trying to, I mean, you just said it. They're going to raise little gender confused psychopaths. And she's raising them to, that's the right way to put this. She's raising them to be ashamed of who they are as males, as men, as males. Here's more.
At the end of the day, we're all kind of like in this place in history maybe where we're recognizing what it is to ultimately deconstruct all these gender roles and ultimately be human, and that's exciting to me. So I'll just continue to kind of do my work and try and deconstruct all of these like limiting narratives about ultimately what it means to be human.
Deconstruct what it means to be human.
Good.
You know what?
This is good.
I think Victor Glover defined that pretty well when he was asked about going, back out into space and around the moon. It's not black history or woman history, it's human history.
Do you know what I wish? I wish that I could live my life trying to deconstruct what it means to be human. Do you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine if that was your job?
Your day-to-day.
My day-to-day, just deconstructing what it means to be human. I wonder how much that pays. Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have lunch with the
Newsoms.
mayor of San Francisco and deconstruct some more of humanity.
Yeah. So I think that, and we did a much better job at this in the 5 o'clock hour when we had some time. But this woman is insane. Can you imagine if she is the first lady, the kind of things that she's going to like embrace?
Do you think that she's like, we have to let them know women are interesting. So she's telling all this to Gavin and he's just not paying attention. He goes, yeah, interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
Guessing her, just giving her the whole, husband not paying attention. Yes.
To talk to.
Yep. Fascinating.
Yeah. Her, if she becomes first lady, then her first lady initiative will be just say no to toxic masculinity.
2590 texted and said Gavin Newsom's wife is the reason why the Rutherford County librarian got fired.
Well, I in my notes I call this, one of the first things I wrote was what a bunch of socio-psycho BS.
Yep. She
sounds like she spent way too much time in college courses and just not enough time like in the real world. And so, yeah, her kids are Somebody said her kids are going to grow up to be like school shooters. No, I'm not going to.
That's a stretch.
I'm not going to say that.
No,
but I think her kids are going to grow up to have a warped sense of masculinity, and that's a problem. All right, 8:56.
Mario texts and it goes, she's just deconstructing human intelligence.